Hey guys, so I thought I did a video on this, but I guess it didn't. Talking about intake heaters on 6.7 Cummins pickup truck engines, so ISB 6.7s. The industrials do have them, but they're different. So anyways, we're talking pickup truck ones, just to clarify, because I don't think I clarified in my other video. So it's pickup truck. Pickup truck and medium duty, like the 45 and 5500s. When you get into the bigger ones, they're a little bit different. But anyways, this is the nut, this one, and then also this one right here that like to burn off. Usually it's this one that does, but what happens is they come loose and then they burn off because they are staked. Like they do stake them so that, but they don't stake them in the right spot. So what I do is take the old TIG welder and you clean them up. You can see this one's already been cleaned a bit. What I do is I clean up this, and same with the other one, and I weld the nut to the shank, and then I usually weld the nut to the actual heater piece. Just a tack. It doesn't need to be crazy, just a tack. And then I do the same thing on this side. But that being said, now if you go to do this and this is loose, throw it away. Don't tighten it. If it's loose, throw it away, buy a new one. Because I had this happen once to me. I welded it, and then 2 or 3 years later, everything was still welded, but it was throwing codes, and it had actually down like inside here where the bus bar is, it had actually burnt off in here. So I don't know if that was because it was loose, because I know I tightened that one. But I just wanted to talk to you guys about that. If it is loose, I personally wouldn't use it. But if it is still tight, you clean it up and weld it. Now, I TIG weld it. You could MIG weld it, like as long as it's welded. And like I said, I weld the nut to the bolt and the nut to the bracket. And then there's also like another little piece that's for the insulation. I also weld it to that. So that everything's tied together. So if it did burn off, it can't fall out. And then same idea here, nut or bolt to nut, and then usually to the actual intake plate, I'll tack those two together in a couple spots, just so that if it does break, it can't fall out, because then it's a bad deal if it does. So anyways, what I'm going to do, being that I actually need to do this one, I got the welder already on. I am going to throw you guys up in there to a time lapse, and I'm going to weld it, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's welded. So that is all I do for you guys that are interested in seeing it. So they're not the prettiest because everything's dirty, but I just, like I said, tack it in there, and then, all I do, it's not really crazy, but I've done that, I don't know, 150 times, maybe more than that, and they don't fall off. So even if it does burn off inside here, like I said, if this is all welded together, then it can't fall off, because I've never seen one of these pieces fall off. It's usually this nut burns off, or this nut burns off and falls off right here. So it's not easy to do, and that gets you fixed up so that you don't have to worry about it. I do this if you guys are local to me. If you bring it to me cleaned, if you bring it to me uncleaned, no sensors in it, I charge $50 to clean it and weld it. If you brought it to me cleaned, I just charge you $20 cash, or if you need a receipt. So anyways, remember, like, subscribe, hit me down in the comments, and it ain't rocket science.